We got a couple of really neat pieces in the sale this coming weekend. This one is just the most adorable piece. It's lot number 215 in your catalog for this weekend coming up. There's also a box and some extra eyepieces and stuff to go along with it, but this antique brass microscope and lots of verbiage is going to come with it. So make sure that you don't forget this when you are the high bidder, including things like stuff that I haven't seen for ages. Is an appraisal from Charles Cripps, who was a mainstay in the area way back when. He's since passed, and he had Townsend appraisals back in the day, and did lots of work for us. And after my mom passed, which is coming up on 17 years, he did sell for me and help me out for the first little while as well. So there's actually an appraisal from him that you can have. There's a time when obviously the owners took it to the road show, one of the road shows in town, and there's another little, just sort of an informal note about the appraisal on that. So it's just really, really a neat piece. And there's a diamond disc player also in the sale, and it came with a whole bunch of LPs or discs, diamond discs, if you will, including this little album that we've separated off. This is all black Americana. Even though it's a full album, you can see how thick it is. Because they're so thick, they're a quarter of an inch thick sort of thing, you don't get very many in an album before it's full. So this is interesting in that it is black Americana, back when vaudeville and certain things that you just can't say, like, no, I can't say that one. No, I can't say that one. No, I can't say that one. I think you get the point. Hi, Brad Ward here from Ward's Auctions. It is 2018. This is our first sale. I know we're well into it. We're, 3 weeks into it? Happy New Year anyhow. I don't know where you cut off that line. To me, I think if you're still in January, you haven't seen somebody, you can say Happy New Year. So, great sale. It's a one-day sale, sort of the same as last year. We ended up with a one-day sale. This year, both myself were helping at other sales along with Michael. Plus, we had the receivership file that we had to empty out. We just ended up so busy that as much as we almost had enough in catalog for 2 days, we just chose to make it a one-day sale. So it's going to be a big sale. We're something around 550 lots, which by our standards is a big sale. Some people might think that that's just sort of a normal sale. So the sale is on Sunday, January 28th. That's on a Sunday. We'll start an hour earlier because it's a little longer. So we'll start at 10 o'clock in the morning. Doors will open at 9 o'clock. The preview is on Friday, the 26th, from 4 o'clock until 8 o'clock. 11802 145th Street, Edmonton, Alberta. wardsauctions.com for the website. It'll all be on the bottom of the video. So again, like I said, a large sale. Some great artworks, originals, some great prints, Art Nouveau wardrobe. Some of this stuff just sort of explains itself as we walk along. There's 3 different stacking bookcases in the sale, 2 sort of like this, and then one that has a little drop front on it we'll get to later on. Quite a selection of Vilas maple. All from, I shouldn't say all, mostly from one house. This is actually a Vilas maple tea trolley as well. So the quality is just substantial. Like you just don't get better quality if you're into the maple, or if you know somebody is, then pass them along. And again, talking about quality, something that we forget to point out sometimes. This is a more of an antique set or piece in the mahogany, but you open it up, and a lot of people they'll draw, oh yeah, it's got dovetail. Yes, that's obviously an indication of quality. But something else that people forget to look at is your secondary woods. This is all mahogany, solid mahogany secondary woods. That's another sign of quality, something that you look for when you're shopping. It's one thing to have hardwoods and so on the front. It's a whole other thing to use actual quality secondary woods where that it's going to cost more money, which is just proof that it's a higher quality construction. Quarter cut oak, round oak table here. I'm always talking about what you would pay if you went to Windsor Plywood or so on to buy quarter cut oak, and it would never be this dense anyhow. And you would buy it by the inch practically. Another stacking bookcase. Some nice original artwork. These came in late. There's 2 of these Henry Cobbs, I believe it is, or Howard Cobb, I should say, and they're really nice watercolors. There's a couple of those in the sale. Philip Mitchell here on an earlier piece. Krug open office armchair down here. Hard to wiggle through. This is a nice quality, and not too many years ago this would have been the perfect set that the person would have bought to refinish, because it's got good look to it, good quality, and it's a little bit, it's well used, shall we say. So it would have been a perfect one to refinish, and still is if you want that look. Lots of modern furniture in the sale, bedroom suites and so on. Lots of antique pieces. There's another Howard Cobb back there on the wall. Round oak mahogany table here. Mid-century modern. There's few pieces in different shapes and forms. This is a little dinette set, but there's also some other neat pieces that are going to be coming up. There's probably 5 flat screen TVs in the building, which is a little bit unusual. Another modern set there. Wicker pieces over here. More mid-century right here. These ones are signed. These ones are lot 102. The maker's name is on the bottom of these ones, but I can't remember what it is offhand. I'm going to show you this stand. Whether it's a dictionary stand or a Bible stand, either way, take a look at that one there. Nice, genuine antique piece. And you can see there the mechanism. Depending on how much you have the book open or closed, you would have to adjust the leveling. So you got oak platforms, and you can totally adjust that platform. It's just so neat. Just a really neat accent piece for a piece. This is a hide-a-bed. Not something that we would normally take. I'm not sure the exact circumstances behind the fact that we have this hide-a-bed, but probably just because of the fact that it's so clean, so modern, up to date. It's a little single-size hide-a-bed. More modern cabinetry here. Like I said, we've got quite a bit of more modern pieces in this sale. These ones are very aggressive of that gilt-style table, if you're into that sort of thing. We did an estate for one of the trust companies. We work for all of them pretty much. This time I think we have Royal Trust, CIBC, and Scotia all in the building this time. One of them we have a couple of cars that we're going to show you, but in it was also this mid-century style teak stereo. How neat is that? Rolls up. It's got the LP. It's got your inputs for everything. Even plays mid-century modern music, or whatever that is. How cool is that? It's just got a great look. I think that's just fantastic. Another modern cabinet there, illuminated display cabinet. Sideboard here goes with the dining suite. Carpets, soapstones. There's quite a few. Here's a couple on this table or this desk. You're going to see them all throughout the catalog. We've already talked about the microscope. There's proper antique Dalton and Dalton Lambeth. There's Belique. There is these two pieces here. If I'm not mistaken, these are coprolite. Coprolite, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, which means fossilized dinosaur feces. So we just have a tray of poop for you is what we have. So coprolite, remember that one. You're going to need to know that to pass the exam. This one here that we're looking at right now is a St. Clement's Majolica absinthe pitcher, French, 1870 circa. Pretty interesting piece. Came in late listing. Came in with the Dalton, and probably by the time we're shooting this video, I don't even think it's on the website yet. I think it's not going on until tonight. Down at the bottom here, this is Worcester. I'm pretty sure the one in the middle there is a potpourri, and I think it's in mint condition. I haven't even seen a chip or a nick on that one. There is some damage, I think the sugar has been glued back together on the other set, but that potpourri being so delicate, it's just amazing that it's in one piece. Here's the diamond disc player, and it does work. During the viewing, I don't want anybody to touch it other than staff, so please be wary of that because not everybody knows how to use them. But here's the case for the microscope. There is some Swarovski. We've got some other pieces in the back. There's some Royal Dalton figurines. We're going to show you more in the back, but they're all more unusual. Again, most of it came from one house, and it is, you're not looking at just more of the same. There is a whole bunch of more manly type ones, for lack of a better term. And there's some more up there, some more Dalton there. Carvings, soapstones, really interesting pieces there. This is an Ethan Allen sofa and love seat. I think it might be sold as two different lots, but it is Ethan Allen. which is a great brand name. Take a look at this neat games table that somebody's obviously done up themselves. Little vintage set that they've painted, and they had a bit of a skill set to themselves, and they drew a straight line. They used the right coloring. I think it worked out really well. Nice deco clock up here. Drop front secretaire, curved glass or curved drawer front, serpentine, if you will. So there's lots of mid-century pieces again, and there's some chairs through there that you just have to have a look at. I don't remember if they have a name on them, but they have everything going for them as far as look goes. More Violet maple. I mentioned there's quite a bit of Violet maple in the sale. This is another set. You imagine what that would have cost retail back in the day. Solid, proper antique brass bed, headboard, footboard rails. There is the full box springboard thing, not box spring because it's not a box, but the springboard. It's in the warehouse, and that does go with it. And so make sure you don't forget that. Another stacking bookcase. This time it has the drop front in it with a little fitted interior. Mid-century bedroom suite. Little Canadiana china cabinet. It just goes on. That's where we started. Through into the jewelry. There's miscellaneous over there. We're not going to show you. We've got to keep in mind that as we go into 2018, those that are used to us, you're going to find that we're going to try our best to even be a bit more picky as we go along about what we take from consigners. So a lot of times somebody will bring back what they bought on a shelf lot, and maybe they bought 2 or 3 shelf lots, kept the pieces that they wanted, and then they bring back the other stuff. And then we're like, well, we don't take that. And they are offended because, well, they bought it from us. And that, in theory, makes sense. I understand the thought process there. But what they don't understand is that shelf lot was a side effect of the fact that we also sold, a diamond ring and a car and possibly their real estate. And you get the idea. Some stuff, right, that was going to be a bit more value. And then there's a shelf lot that's left over. Whereas if somebody just brings in a shelf lots, that doesn't work. So just sort of be cognizant of that as we go along. And we do have some nice jewelry in the sale, costume and otherwise, including pearl necklaces and some nice diamonds. There is one diamond there. I don't have the lot number in front of me there, but it is appraised at $8,300. And again, as those that are used to us, they know we stand behind our appraisals, so you can get that reappraised at another reputable appraiser, and it's going to come out, in the ballpark. That's a bit, there's always a bit of a educated guess, but it should be close, right? Some of the appraisals that you see from other places are just so far out to lunch that they're just not even worth talking about. This cabinet that I'm looking at now is largely Waterford. I don't know if it's all Waterford, but a lot of it is Waterford. And it'll be well described in your catalogs. So lot 404 as an example, and 235 and 251. Just look in your catalog and we describe them. I mentioned the Royal Dalton figurines that we have. As much as there are a few in here that are just another, of what we see on a regular basis. But look at how many unusual ones there are that we just don't see. We just don't see them. So that's kind of fun. So hopefully they're going to do well. I think that if I was going to buy a Dalton, there's 5 or 6 in the sale that I would have. So again, we tray lots and a neat desk organizer there, or letterbox, so more Belique, quite a bit of hobnail, bosun's heads, cups and saucers. I know there's a shortwave radio. We're not going to get down there on camera. That's just too far away. So have a look through the catalog on that. This is a big partner's desk. There's 2 lots of these books. These are the Reader's Digest World's Best Reading. And I think it looks like there's about 30 in each lot. So it's going to be set up as 2 different lots. Nice big partner's desk, though. In the warehouse here, you'll see, let me just pop over there and turn the light on. It's motion activated, just so you can kind of see it. We got the cars in here. You're going to be allowed to come into the warehouse. Not the first time we've done that, but this time you're going to come in and see cars. So we're not going to run the cars during the sale or whatever, but just stay tuned to the end of this video, because we will, in fact, tag on the video that has them running outside. And then, of course, there's all this other, neat smalls and good smalls. There's great artwork. There's just so much stuff. We do, try to keep the video short. We don't want to cover it all. So, recap, it's wardsauctions.com to go to the website. By the time you're seeing this, you got online video, gallery with multiple pictures of everything. You've got obviously your times and places and all the rest of it. This video, the car video, online bidding. Click on the online bidding. It'll be active by this. It's already active now, actually. So Sunday, 28th of January 2018. I get it right this time. And starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, so a little bit early. Preferably come to the viewing. That's on the Friday the 26th, 4 o'clock till 8 o'clock. I'm Brad Ward. Phone number at the office, 780-451-4549. Call us, email us. Hope to see you at the sale. Thanks. Hi, Brad Ward here. We got the sale coming up. I don't even have the dates for you right now. I think it's the 28th of January. It'll be our first sale for 2017. We have some. We have 3 different vehicles we're going to have in the sale. And before we get this in the warehouse, we just wanted to show you. This is a 1979 Camaro. Now, we just got it running for you. This was just a good old-fashioned garage find that we found in a state file that we were doing for the bank. This has got a 354 barrel. It's only got 79,000 original kilometers on it. It's got 12-year-old fuel. The last time it was registered was 12 years. So it's definitely not. It's going to need your basic going over, as it were, and some cleanup and whatnot. But 4-barrel, 350, air conditioning. It's got the factory 8-track player. In the trunk, there's even an 8-track, some 8 tracks, and a adapter for cassette. So you got to have one of those. Now we never did find the keys for this car in the home. So what we did is we replaced the cylinder for the ignition, and we just took the lock out of here so that nobody can accidentally lock it. So there's a new ignition cylinder in there, and you'll just have to take care of the locks themselves. So very neat garage find for sure, and no miles on it at all. Original rally rims on there. It's going to be a great little project for somebody, and not much to do to it as well. Also from the same house is our next one. This is a 2003 Cadillac DeVille. 67,000 kilometers. This was obviously their daily driver. Now most of it is in good condition. Obviously you can see where somebody was driving by Braille in the latter part of the day, so something happened there. But it's sitting here running. You can't even hear it running. It purrs like a kitten, fully loaded, for lack of a better term, leather and all the rest of it, just everything you would expect out of a Cadillac. And just seems to be purring like a kitten. And it came from the same house. Like I said, obviously that was their daily driver, and registered up until, looks like the last time it was used was actually in 16, so that was being used. Now, from a whole different situation is just the most beautiful little car. This is a turbocharged Volvo. It's a 2009 S60. It's got 170,800 kilometers on it. It's a little turbo. We'll get the camera inside there. You can see that this thing is absolutely mint condition. The people that own this they're very, very nice people, and we have some antiques and collectibles in the sale for them as well. And this absolutely gorgeous car. I don't know what color blue they call it, but it's really nice. Is it an ice blue or something like that? And again, let's use the term fully loaded for lack of a better term. Good tires on it, and there's also there's a set of winter tires on rims, mounted on rims, that'll come with it as well. So you're going to want to see this. So what we've done, those of you that are used to us, we've sort of cleared out a bit of warehouse space, so we're going to be able to see these cars indoors. During the sale, we won't run them. You can hear them running right now. But the other thing that you might have noticed if you're a regular, do you see where I'm standing? Do you see what's missing? Do you see all the space we've got? I don't want to call it a parking lot necessarily, but it's more than we've ever had before. So we're going to come up with some sort of a system. We'll use some cars over the next week to figure out the best way to utilize it so that at least we'll have some parking for our clients. And we're going to want to arrange it so that there's nobody parking right at the front door or at the bay door, and that's going to be for loading only. And we'll try to get some control over this parking situation at least a little bit. No trailers, no big trucks in the parking lot. You can park on the road as well, but we'll set up an armed guard and some rules, and we'll sort that out. So anyhow, come and see us at the sale. This is just a little preliminary video, and below the video we'll put the actual dates and times and all the rest of it. But it's the last Sunday in January 2018, I guess it is now. So thanks for watching. I'm Brad Ward. We'll talk to you soon.